The plug has been pulled. The coolant is drained. Welcome back to Peachy's place. Welcome back to Peachy's place. My name is Peachy and this is my place. Right, so this is the drain pipe from the radiator. As you can see, you've got one going in there. There's another one going in on the other side. This is the one at the bottom. So, why am I cursed by night? Is if it's not bloody cars and mopeds, it's delivery guys with little trolleys. Right, so there's one pipe leading in, one pipe leading on the other side. I'm not entirely sure why there's two, but one thing I think is safe to say is that that's your drain pipe because it's at the bottom of your radiator. So I mean, it's just common sense, isn't it really? If it's at the bottom, it's going to drain out. And I didn't put it on camera because I haven't done a coolant flush before. I've watched Delboy's garage video when he did it on the Hayabusa, and I've watched that several times just to make sure. You can see that green liquid, the remnants of it dripping out of there now, and you can probably just about see it dripping out of there. So right, when Del did his, and if you've seen any other how-tos on draining the coolant on a motorbike, very often the expansion bottles are here or under the front fairing somewhere, right? Usually even on the Kawasaki it was on the front. In fact, the radiator cap was exposed on many bikes. You've got the radiator cap there. This one doesn't. It's a sealed unit and the radiator cap is actually there. That's it there, under the tank. So to get to it, to open the cap up, to allow the air in, you know how it works. Pressure builds up inside a closed system. So if you don't take the cap off, then you're not going to drain all the fluid out properly. So you need to remove the cap, and on the expansion bottle, there's a cap for it, the little bung. Remove those caps to release the pressure and allow the system to drain fully. Here's your expansion bottle on the Bandit. You got your full level there, and yeah, the lower level is just in there, just behind that little clip for your seat, and the bung there. Now, the reason I'm doing this, as you may recall, is that a while back, me and Mrs. Peachy went to Morocco, and at one point the bike started spewing out green stuff all over the place. They've had little leaks from time to time since then, and I can't find the leak anywhere. I'm absolutely beside myself trying to find this leak. It's bone dry. It's bone dry. It does it intermittently. It doesn't even do it all the time. So, but I've checked the bike. It is bone dry. All the pipes and everything's all connected up right. In fact, that was a nightmare to remove. That did not want to come off. That was proper sealed. You don't even need the Jubilee clip on there. Oh. Now it's all leaking out. Cheers, Suzuki. Thanks for making my life bloody difficult. Okay, so as you can see, where I've poured that water in, it's coming out now. And it's coming out very, very green still. So this initial sort of flush, I'm going to leave the hose pipe off for to get the most of it out, because it's still very green. Just push out whatever's in there. Let that drain for a while. And then once that's done, I'll connect the hose back up temporarily, fill the expansion bottle, and run the bike, and then what that will do is that will drive the pump, mix it all up, and then I can drop it all out the bottom again. Okay, so first 2 litres, I'm leaving the radiator cap and the expansion bottle open. I'm going to run the bike. You want to blip the throttle a little bit. Bring it up to about 4,000 revs just to get that pump working. And then kill it. Okay, I'm going to pull this out. That's as tight as it's going to be. I definitely haven't got any leakage in there. You can see it's coming out clear from here now, so the radiator is clear. But I've still got green coming out of that one. So I know that this part of the system is clear now. What I need to do is flush out the other end. Okay, so that's flush number 3. As you can see, that's coming out nice and clear. That end, it's almost perfectly clear there. It's still got a little greenish tint to it, so I reckon one more try. That would be 4 in total that I've done now. Right. Okay, so that's the last of that. That's 4 litres in total I've used so far, 3.75 litres to be precise. Again, start the engine, blip it a few times and then kill it. Let it settle. Right. Now bring the camera down here. Oh, come on. I'm gonna need to. No, don't. Oh, come on, it's coming. There we go. Oh, nearly. No. Yeah, I got it. There we go. All right. There we go. Just a bit more. Okay. So that's the system dry. Next thing I want to do is fill it up again. Right, you want antifreeze in there, nothing else. The reason you use antifreeze is because apart from stopping your engine freezing up, yes, it's never going to get to minus 18 C in jib. In fact, it usually doesn't go below about 9 degrees C. But what it does is it stops the inside of your engine rusting, of your radiator and the parts that actually, the system which it circulates around, stops it all rusting, right? Because if that happens, you need to change your system. Duh. So use antifreeze, not water, or water's the worst thing to put in your engine, especially tap water. Your radiator, the inside of it is made out of aluminium, right? And that just goes really, really manky. You ever look in the inside of an iron or your kettle when you use tap water in there? Not good, right? Use this stuff, antifreeze. So use my little funnel. I'll pour it in as slowly as possible. The reason for that being, if you pour it in too quick, it's going to grab the air, it's going to pull the air down with it and give you lots of air bubbles in your system, which, yeah, we're going to bleed it anyway, but why give yourself more work to do? Okay, so that's one bottle done, empty. The radiator cap, the level is nowhere near the top yet, nowhere near it, so time for another bottle, I think. Bottle number 2, empty, and the level is still nowhere near the top. Okay, not even halfway through the third bottle, in fact barely touched it. I've gotten to the top of the level. That's 2 and a bit litres. 2 and a bit litres that I've used. Let's see now, just how much more I can get in. I'm going to start the bike up and blip it again. Alright, noise warning. If you're wearing headphones or if you've got your speakers turned up high, you might want to turn them down now. Alright, have a look in there. Bike's running. Look what happens as I blip it. You can see all the air bubbles coming to the top, and that level is slowly going down. See all the air bubbles? It's going down, down, down. And bear in mind, I still haven't filled up the expansion tank yet. So that's the next thing I'm going to do. Turn the bike off for a bit. Let that work its way into the system. And I'm going to fill up the expansion tank. I think I might have actually overfilled that a little bit too much. Because look over here. The engine's stopped running, the levels come back up again. So I'm going to turn it over, give it a few more blips, and confirm if I've actually turned it up too much. Over on this side, meanwhile, the level in the expansion tank has gone right down. The level in the expansion tank is now there. It was up there before. It's now down there. So I'm going to give it a bit more, give it the beans a bit more, and see if with the radiator cap closed, see if I can force the air back out this way. Okay, I've taken the cap off again, and the level's gone down. And when I give it a blip, no more air bubbles. So that's it. There's no more air bubbles coming out. And put the cap back on. Come over to the expansion bottle, and we see that that's actually sitting just below the fall line. So I'm going to top that up just a little bit more. I'm going to top it up just a little bit more. currently we're on about 2.5 litres. Now that won't take much more. I don't want to fill it too far past full, but what will happen is as the bike cools down, that level will drop. So to make sure I have enough liquid in there, fill it up just a little bit more. Now I'm going to run the bike for a little while, get it up to temperature and see if that level goes down anymore. Right, here's what the book says. Now this stuff is ready mixed. You can see there 50% water, 50% coolant. 1500 mils, that's 1.5 litres. 1.5 litres. It should have taken a total of 3 litres. Now that system was empty, there was nothing coming out of it whatsoever. It's had 2.5. I'm going to run it for a while and see what happens. But it should take 3 litres, and that's your indication. That's your clue. When you get to the point where you've put in 2.5 litres and you think, oh, that's it, I've done enough. Yeah? Solution capacity total 3 litres. Okay, so that's that done then. I'm a little bit confused. It's been a while. I left the camera running and you can see there's my line. Oop, was it? Can you see it? There we go. There's the line. There's the full level. It's full. The radiator's full. It says max capacity 3 litres. There's 2. 2.5. There you go. I guess that extra half a litre would probably fill up the expansion bottle, maybe, I don't know. Maybe I could have run it for longer and bled it a bit more, but there weren't any more air bubbles coming out of the radiator cap there. So I think that's a job done. Yeah, I'm calling this one job done. Thanks for watching. See you soon.